still don't know a lot about Jimmy Garoppolo, okay? We don't. I love their coach, Kyle Shanahan. I don't know how he's going to come back from injury, and he was still unproven to me last year. And I was like more of an unders guy last year on the Niners. So they only had 4 wins last year, definitely leaning to the over 8. Last, and certainly least, we have the Arizona Cardinals. And we know all about them because they have a new coach in Cliff Kingsbury, and they had the number 1 first pick in the draft in Kyler Murray. Their schedule is medium hard. They have at-large, and it's medium hard because they got to play Seattle, the Rams, the Niners, of course, in their division, plus, everybody else, like the Saints and the NFC South, the AFC North, with the Steelers, Cleveland, and Ravens. Looking at this team, okay, what a shit show. I mean, their GM, Steve Keim, got that DUI last year. Right before the season started, they drafted Rosen. What the hell were they doing? At least their at-large games are against Detroit and the New York Giants, but I can't even guarantee they win those games. I think Detroit's a better team than them, and Giants are possibly a little bit better than them. Their key losses are Josh Rosen, they're the guy they traded up to pick last year, safety Antoine Bethea, DN Marcus Goldwyn, guard Mike Lupati, safety Deion Buchanan, and wide receiver J.J. Nelson. And don't forget that idiot Patrick Peterson that loves to run his mouth just got suspended for steroids, and he is out for 6 games. Okay. Key additions, inside linebacker Jordan Hicks from the Eagles, defensive tackle Darius Fillion, defensive end Terrell Suggs, who went to school at ASU, offensive tackle Marcus Gilbert, guard J.R. Sweezy, guard Max Garcia, tight end Charles Clay, kind of like him, wide receiver Kevin White from the Bears, quarterback Brett Hundley, defensive end Brooks Reed. They grabbed a ton of people at least, right? And then they drafted Kyler Murray, cornerback Byron Murphy, wide receiver Andy Isabella, defensive end Zach Allen, wide receiver Hakeem Butler, and a bunch of other guys. So the thing about the Cardinals, like I said, it's too bad they can't play themselves because the division is partly why their schedule is hard again. They had the hard schedule last year, and their schedule is hard again. They should have listened to me when I said not to pick Josh Rosen and fix their offensive line, which has been the worst in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus. The worst offensive end in the NFL. And what do they do again this year? Hold my beer. Let's draft a quarterback. That's what they drafted, another quarterback to get killed behind that terrible offensive line, to lose his confidence like Josh Rosen, and to look stupid, So my question, it's great you got Kyler Murray, but why the hell, or who the hell, is a better question, is going to block for David Johnson and Kyler Murray?
What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question. But I watch you a lot. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
With defensive blocking, maybe Kyler Murray could be pretty good, in the NFL. But he's hitting the NFL now. He's not going to have that Oklahoma, bigger than everybody else in the Big 12, terrible defense of the Big 12. You're going to see the kid running for his life and having a few seconds to throw. The linebackers run pretty much as fast as him, and weigh about, 60 pounds more. For all we know, Kyler Murray can just be a slightly faster version of Tyrod Taylor. 1.5 seconds is what he gets. General manager Steve Keim should have been canned a long time ago. I don't know why they fired Steve Wilkes after 1 year. This whole organization has been a shit show, worse than the Bears, worse than the Giants. I have no idea what the hell's going on here. But, a lot of people think they drafted well, right? And I think it's more of the blind following the blind, because they had the number 1 pick in the draft, and they drafted the exciting Mia guy. The blind leading the blind. I personally think that you do not start with the running back and the quarterback and the receivers. You start in the trenches, and they're doing it backwards, and it's going to show once again last year. Plus, they lost guys like Antoine Bethia, Deion Buchanan on the defense, that's not going to bode well for you. And that loudmouth diva Patrick Pearson will be requesting a trade before he even plays a game. Now, maybe Terrell Suggs and Jordan Hicks can fire this defense back up a little bit, but these guys have won their championships. Suggs is one on the Raiders. Hicks is one on the Eagles. They're in coast mode. They're kind of in pay me, I'm going to skip practice, I'll show up to the game mode, right? This team still needs a better offensive line, a lot better. They need younger edge rushers. They need more linebackers. They need ton more safeties. They need more running backs. They need a nose tackle. The only good thing I think is maybe Cliff Kingsbury's quarterback whispering and how he, raised Patrick Mahomes from before he went to the Chiefs. He's kind of got a system that kind of fits Kyler Murray. So I guess that's what they got going for them. But to be honest with you, if you look at what they did, I had the Cardinals. They had 3 wins last year. They're Pythagorean. You think would be more than 3 because you think if you only had 3 wins, you had some bad luck and you scored enough points to maybe make a 5. No, their Pythagorean was 2.19. So I give them 2.6 wins last year. This is nothing for injuries. They're actually pretty healthy last year. I should have demoted them, but there's not much to take there. Okay, their 2018 strength of schedule ended up being medium hard. So I do give them a half game back, but they have a medium hard schedule again. So take that half game away. Their key losses, for those players, those safeties that they lost, I gave them a minus 0.5. And I suppose it's hard to take away, like I said before, for Antoine Bethia, Mike Upati, Deion Buchanan, J.J. Nelson, Josh Rosen. It's hard to take away more because they didn't really win anything last year. So I think those players are only worth a half game that I take away from the Cardinals. And they're drafting free agency. I got to give them a 1.5. I got to believe Kyle Murray is going to do something. I got to believe that they have to be a little bit better than last year because they got so many players in the draft and in free agency. They signed a ton of people. I give them 1.5, which brings me right to 3.6 wins. Okay, 3.6 wins.
But they are who we thought they were.
And they're going to be what we thought they were this year because that at 3.6 wins is definitely a play to the under. We are taking Arizona Cardinals under 5.5 wins. And I'll tell you right now, it's going to be kind of a honeymoon year for Cliff Kingsbury. He shouldn't have a lot of pressure. As a matter of fact, he might get his GM fired this year. But this team, they're not going to figure out, especially after 1 year, they need to do a hell of a lot more to even get close to 6 wins. So this is a play. I'm taking the Arizona Cardinals under 5.5 wins. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show this week. Next week, we talk about the Belmont Stakes and get a little bit into the AFC season win totals. There's a UFC event. We're going to try to get Cub fan Danny back to talk a little bit about the UFC. Going to be making some more plays for college, obviously. Some future bets. Stay tuned and pay attention. Enjoy the weekend. Go get some wins.